Hello, everyone. Good morning. Sorry for the 11 minutes delay. Can we all hear me? Please, I want us to react. I want us to react if we can all hear me. Please, I want to hear our process. There's on mute, please. Okay. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. Our topic for today is network security fundamentals and traffic analysis. This is week 2 of our training, and our facilitator for today is none other than Engineer Ogunsola Emmanuel. We welcome you, Engineer Emmanuel. Engineer Ogunsola Emmanuel is the founder of Lexilent Integrity Systems Limited and the lead initiator of LCI Cloud Guidance, a community-driven initiative focused on building practical skills in cybersecurity and cloud security. Engineer is passionate about developing cybersecurity awareness and practical digital defense skills, particularly for beginners and aspiring professionals looking to enter the cybersecurity field. Through LCI Cloud Guidance, he is committed to creating a learning environment where participants can gain hands-on knowledge in networking, cybersecurity fundamentals, and cloud security concepts. Engineer Emmanuel continues to contribute to the technology community by mentoring learners. Yes, I'm one of his mentees. Community by mentoring learners, organizing cybersecurity training programs, and promoting ethical use of cybersecurity knowledge and tools. Now, maybe because of the familiarity, I want to say a lot of big grammars. Well, I'm going to say big grammars. So let's just welcome him. He's a lead initiator of this whole program. He's a very committed person. He's dedicated, and since I've been opportune to work with him, hands on deck at all times. So please let's welcome. We welcome Engineer Emmanuel Ogunsola. Welcome, sir, for today's class.
Thank you, Ms. Ibironke. I really appreciate that, and thank you for being there all the time. It's not that easy. So it's not that easy, we all know. Please kindly react if you can hear me very well.
Yes, sir, we can all hear you.
All right. Thank you so much. So today we won't be wasting much of our time. Network security, fundamentals, and traffic analysis. In this particular session, which is session A, the theory aspect, we'll be looking at network basic, TCP and IP, DNS, HTTP and HTTPS, IP and MAC address, ports, network attacks and defense, then packet sniffing and man-in-the-middle attack. By the end of this session, you will understand what computer network is, how computer communicates on the internet, what TCP and IP, DNS, HTTP and HTTPS means, the difference between IP address and MAC address, what subnet and routing are, ports, common network attacks, then how cybersecurity professional defends network. So to start with, what is a computer network? In this particular class, I've decided to make this presentation so easy. We won't be using big grammars. We'll be using something we are all familiar with, and also we make sure we don't make things complex because of those that are transitioning into IT that are among us. So please let us concentrate. And also I want to urge you all, please make your laptop ready for the practical session. It is very important, as we will all be practicing what I'm doing here too. A computer network is when two or more devices connect to communicate. Example of devices in the network: computers, which are laptop, desktop computers, then phones, servers, routers, printers, etc. An example of a network is your home Wi-Fi.
Real life example, imagine you sending a letter to a friend. To deliver it, you need an address, postal system, and delivery route. The same thing, computer network. So you need an IP address, the communication protocols, and the network path. So if you want to send anything on a network, how will the network know or system know the particular address you are sending to? is through the IP address. Then what type of protocol are you using? The system itself will know the kind of protocol to use and the network part. What is the internet? The internet is a very large network of networks. Millions of networks connect together globally. We all made mention of internet. Let me connect to internet. We have millions of very large networks that are interconnected with each other. So example, our school network, different institutions here, they are all connected to internet. We have different companies, data center, everything. They are all connected to the internet, all connected through internet. So that makes a large network of networks. That is millions of networks connects together globally. Moving forward, we need to talk about TCP and IP addressing. TCP and IP is the language computer use to talk to each other. Transmission Control Protocol, that's the full meaning of TCP, and IP, which is Internet Protocol. Think of it like an IP address is an address system. Oh, I'm ordering something online. Where are we delivering this packet to? You need an address. TCP, Transmission Control Protocol. Who is going to deliver that packet to you? Delivery service. So just think of it like that, you get the analogy. How data travels on the internet. When you send information online, data is broken into small pieces called packets, and packets travel through many routers. They reach the destination. The packets are reassembled. For instance, we all send message on WhatsApp. The message you saw on that group is not text to computer. They are all zeros and ones. They are being broken into smaller pieces called packets. And at the receiving end, the packets will be reassembled. And that is when you see the message you are saying. But all these things happen within nanoseconds. So what is DNS? Domain Name System. Domain names converts website name into IP address. For instance, we all say, oh, google.com. Let me visit facebook.com. Those are domain name system. Behind the domain name is an IP address. Computer understands figures and not alphabet. The domain name system convert the IP address into a naming system, because it will be difficult for us to be cramming IP address. For instance, you want to visit google.com now. I will just you just have to type 142.250.190.14. How many IP address can you cram? So we need a particular system that will convert those IP address into a name. It is easier for you to say, oh, let me try and visit Facebook. The IP address of Facebook, for instance, it might not be the real IP. It might be 192.168.120.2. If you want to visit another website, you understand? So it will be difficult because computer understand numbers and not name. The example, when you type google.com, your computer asks the domain name server, which IP address is this? And then the DNS replies with the IP address of that google.com, then your computer connects. Moving forward to HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Anytime you want to browse on your network, probably you just type facebook.com. You just type facebook.com, but the system automatically adds the prefix that HTTPS. HTTP, and at times if you are visiting a website, probably someone sends you a link. Oh, MTN is doing promo. First 10 people will get iPhone 17, and then you just click on it. Before you click on the link, you need to vet that particular address. Is it HTTP or HTTPS? HTTP is used to load websites. For example, HTTP example.com. The problem with HTTP is that it is not encrypted and hackers can see the traffic. During our practical session, we are going to do practical on packet sniffing. I'll be able to read through. So moving forward also, we have what we call HTTPS, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. The HTTPS encrypts communication. That is, when you visit google.com, at the prefix HTTPS is there. It means it's secure. So, and the benefit of you visiting this website is that data is encrypted. Hackers cannot easily read the traffic. Then it protects login credentials compared to HTTP. We are going to, even last week, our instructor tried to load a website, and the website uses HTTP. When she tried to log in, she used the username and password. At the back end, when we are seeing the data, we were able to read the password and the username. That is how phishing starts. Because once I have username and password of a person, I can log into that person's account. So please let us be guided. HTTPS is a secure website, while HTTP is not secure. What is an IP address? An IP address identifies a device on the network. Example 192.168.1.1. Just think of it like a house address. Every device on the internet must have an IP address, and that is the truth. Every device, your phone, your Alexa home appliances, your anything connecting to internet will surely have an IP address. Then there are types of IP address. There are two major types: private IP address and public IP address. Example of private IP address, those ones we use in our local area networks. That is 192.168.1.10. anything. And the public IP address, they are example of 8.8.8.8, 4.2.2. something like that. You understand? Those are public IP address. Using an IP address, you should be able to identify, oh, this is a private IP and this is a public IP address. Then there's what we call a MAC address. Media access control. That is the full meaning of MAC address. Media access control. A MAC address identifies the physical device. MAC address are assigned to network cards. Example of MAC address are 00:1A:2B. That is an example of MAC address. And you can check your phone, go under settings, go to about, and identify your MAC address. Two devices cannot have the same MAC address. That is an address identifier that addresses that particular device on the internet. In the whole world, no two devices will have the same MAC address. That is the reason it is more easier to track people at times, because MAC address also contributes to the investigation. Differences between IP and MAC address. IP address are logical addresses. They can change, then it is used for routing. While MAC address are physical addresses assigned to hardware by hardware manufacturers. That is the reason I made an example of your phone. They are assigned by the hardware manufacturer, usually permanent. Moving forward, what is a subnet? A subnet divides network into smaller parts. Example, the IP address /24. This helps manage network. It improves performance and then improves security. Subnet also divides network into smaller parts, and that helps manage the network. It will improve performance. We have what they call routing. Routing is how data finds the correct path. Then that is the reason router decides which direction should this packet go, like Google Map for internet traffic. So it's just like, oh, I have this particular address. I'm going to Lagos and I don't know the address. But just like a Google Map can direct you. So the same thing applicable to router. So routing is how data find the correct path. So which the router decides that. If you have a router at home, you connect to that router and you just type google.com, something happened. Remember when we are talking about the DNS, it asks, the server, which IP address is being assigned to google.com. This is the IP address. Then it directs you to that particular address. We have what we call port. As a cybersecurity student, you need to get familiar with ports. Fine, you don't need to cram everything in your head, but just as much as possible, try to know the basic ports. So a port is a communication channel used by applications to send and receive data. Think of a computer like a building. The IP address is the building address. We are comparing it to a building now. The IP address is the building address. Oh, I'm going to number 4. Okay, this is number 4. This is the old building. The port is the room number. Oh, this is the old building. Which flat am I going? Oh, I'm going to flat A or flat B. So example, 192.168.1.10 colon the port number. That is, I might be on this network, which is 192.168.1.0. That is the computer itself. Then the 80 is the port used by the web service. It's just like a room number. So we'll still have to say more about ports. So why ports are important? Ports allow multiple services to run on one computer. Examples, we have websites use port 80, secure websites use port 443, email use port 25, DNS use port 53. Without ports, computer will not know which service the traffic belongs to. Just try to understand that ports are like room number, IP address are like building. The old building is there, but which room are you going? So I'm going to room secure website, which is room 443. That's an example anyways. Common ports in networking. These are common ports. You can try to know all these things, because by the time we get to our practical session, you see the reason we need to know all these things. Port 20, file transfer protocol. Port 22, SSH secure remote login. Port 23, telnet remote login. Port 25, SMTP email sending. They are all telling you, oh, did you receive SCI email? You said yes. Some said no. Why is it that when you send a mail, you don't receive it in your WhatsApp? Because something is there. There is a protocol. You understand? So port 53 is meant for DNS, domain name resolution. Port 80, HTTP, web traffic. Port 443, HTTPS, secure web traffic. These are very important in cybersecurity monitoring. You need to understand ports. Picturize yourself as if you are working in a company. You understand? So when you picturize yourself as if you are working in a company as a cybersecurity person, you need to understand, oh, someone complained, I didn't receive mail. I'm unable to log in remotely to companies' websites. I'm unable to do this. I'm unable to do that. Even if you are if you are doing your traffic analysis, you still need to figure out. It depends on what you want. It depends on what you are looking for. When we get to the practical session, you understand that. HTTP port example. Websites using HTTP communicate through port 80. I made mention of it earlier. HTTP is not secure. HTTP example.com is a website, and this particular website is just for example. Traffic is not encrypted, and I told you earlier that attackers can capture the data in this particular port. Secure websites uses port 443, which is the HTTPS. For example, we all try google.com every day. HTTPS/google.com, it means it is secure. Your data is being encrypted, then it's protect login credentials, protect personal data. So please, can you all see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you can hear me very well, please.
Yes, sir. Very clear, sir.
All right, thank you. We stopped at port 22, which is SSH. It is used by administrators to secure and manage servers, and they do that remotely. So the example of the command is SSH user at the IP address of the server. Then attackers often try to brute force this port. Yes, for instance, now just assume you are working in a bank. Anywhere there is money, there is always attention to that particular place. So Attackers often try to brute force this port because they know when they get access to the bank server, they'll be able to do one or two things. And that is the reason it is very, very important to secure this port 22. It's very, very important. So moving forward, we have what we call the DNS port, which is port 53. DNS converts domain names to IP address. We said that earlier. And for instance, google.com, then the IP address is this. So DNS attacks include DNS spoofing and DNS cache poisoning. We'll talk more on this in the next slide. FTP port, which is port 21. It is used to transfer files between computers. The problem here is that this port 21, which is the FTP, does not encrypt data. So attacker can steal credentials. Example of open ports. A computer may have several open ports. For instance, port 22 might be open, web server might be open, 443 might be open, database 3306 might be open. Then hackers can scan this system to find open ports. There's a way we can do that. And by the time we start our practical session, we are going to practicalize how to scan ports in a control lab. Anyways, please don't try this on anybody's network. Please don't try this on anybody's network, on anybody's computer. So just have to be in a controlled lab, and we'll talk more on that by the time we get to the aspect. Port scanning. Attackers use tools to scan open ports. For instance, we have Nmap. Then example, Nmap, the IP address of the system you want to scan. So this shows you the open port, the service that is running, and potential vulnerabilities. But please, LCI, we don't support unethical use of tools and training. Why hackers scan ports? Hackers scan ports to find vulnerability services, outdated software, and misconfigured services. Example, open port 21, that is the FTP port. Attackers may attempt credential theft. For instance, now, probably you have a system, you have a file in a system that is very, very important. And that file, this is where you keep all your life. Let me put it that way. Fine. So this is where you keep all your life. You just have to protect it. Defending against port attack. Yes. Security personnel protect systems using firewalls, closing unused ports, intrusion detection system, and network monitoring tools. Fine, you've been hearing firewall. We have two types of firewall. It can be in software mode and it can be in hardware mode. For instance, those of us using Windows, you have your firewall on the window, probably the window defender trying to do this, block this, won't allow any program to run. You understand? So there are ways we close ports on the firewall. There are ways we deny entering traffic into the firewall. So then there is a system, intrusion detection system. This system will alert you. Oh, so particular stuff is trying to access. So particular stuff is trying to enter. You understand? So this network monitoring tools, they are like SIM. They are SIM tools. We talk more on it in other sessions. Firewall example. A firewall control which ports are open or closed. For example, allow port 443. So what is port 443? Anybody? We've talked about these ports. I just want to know if you are following me.
That's hold on. HTTP. HTTPS.
HTTPS.
Yes.
Okay. And we call it what?
Secured network, secured transfer protocol. Secured network.
All right. So moving forward. Wireshark example. Security analysts monitor traffic using tools like Wireshark. That is, this we are going to do this in the practical session. TCP.port equal to port 80. This will only show the traffic from HTTP. So we are going to do this during our practical session. So common network attacks. Can you hear me, please?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Hello. All right, thank you. Common network attacks. Attackers target network using phishing, malware, man-in-the-middle attack, packet sniffing, DNS spoofing. And cybersecurity experts learn this to defend system. That is the reason you are here. You are here to be a defender and not an attacker. You are here to be a defender in the making, or defender. And don't be an attacker. Even LCI will drag you and hand you over to the necessary authority. Don't be an attacker. Don't tell us that hey, we learned it from LCI. We are not teaching you to be an attacker. We are teaching you to be a defender. Have it at the back of your mind. Thank you. So what do we call packet sniffing, or what is packet sniffing? Packet sniffing means capturing network traffic. Tools like Wireshark, TCP dump, they are tools used. And we're going to do that practical. We're going to capture network traffic. What is coming in, what is going out of your network. And we're going to analyze it. So we're going to use tools like Wireshark, TCP dump. So those are the tools. Then it is used by network engineers and security analysts. But attackers, they can misuse it. You understand? That's the reason I said you are a defender and you are not an attacker. So moving forward, example of packet sniffing. If traffic is not encrypted, attacker can see password, emails, and login session. And that is why I told you earlier that HTTPS is important. Before you click on any link, you have to understand, oh, is this link secured? Even secure links at times, it takes you to where you don't even know. You understand? But you just have to understand the basic things. HTTPS is important because the network is secure compared to HTTP. Moving forward, what is MITM? Man in the middle attack. You see, an attacker secretly intercepts communication between two devices. Okay, for example, user is trying to access a website and someone in the middle tries to intercept that particular communication, check sensitive information, probably change the content of the information and forward it back to the website. So instead of the user directly to the website, someone is in the middle trying to attack and intercept the communication. So that is basic knowledge of man in the middle attack. Example of man in the middle attack. If you check this picture very well, you see a user. A user is trying to access a web application. But someone in the middle establish a new connection. And then the user, instead of the user to go directly to the web application, it's being redirected to this particular man in the middle. The man alter the information and send it back to the web application. That is an example of man in the middle attack. And then common places where man in the middle happen, if you connect to public Wi-Fi, especially in Nigeria, we like free hotspots. We like free Wi-Fi. Anything free like this, you'll be there. You want to download film, you want to do everything. As you are downloading film, you are enjoying film. Remember, someone also might be stealing your credentials. So let us minimize the way we like a wolf most times. So another thing is fake hotspots. Someone might just try to come up with a fake hotspot whereby you just connect. When you connect, believe me, they are having access to your data's backend. Then compromise routers. Then attacker may steal your password, credit card data, session cookies. Moving forward, DNS spoofing. We made mention of it the other time. DNS spoofing, also known as DNS cache poisoning, is a cyber attack where malicious actor corrupts the domain name system. Corrupt the domain name system data to redirect user from legitimate websites to fraudulent ones without their knowledge. That is the reason when we are looking at the picture earlier, we said this particular man is trying to access this website. And someone in the middle altered the information, make some changes, and direct it back to the web application. So that is what DNS spoofing means. So the goal is typically to steal sensitive data, spread malware, or conduct censorship. So let us see this particular image we have on our screen. This particular user makes a request to a real website, and this is the DNS server. This is the attacker here. The attacker insert fraudulent DNS entry into the DNS server. Then someone here makes a request, and this particular request, instead of the request to go to the real website, redirected to the fake website. Moving forward, network security defenses. To protect network, we need to use firewall. You have to use the encryptions, that is the HTTPS, VPNs, intrusion detection systems, and then strong authentication. Those are the keys to protect network. Best practices: always use HTTPS website. Avoid public Wi-Fi for sensitive tasks. You want to log into your mobile app now, probably a banking app, and you are enjoying free Wi-Fi, and you even discover that the owner of that Wi-Fi didn't put password, so you just connect freely and you started browsing. Please always avoid public Wi-Fi for sensitive tasks. Use strong password. Our instructor last week, Miss Favor, told us to use a strong password, and that is the key to it. You have to use a strong password and enable multi-factor authentication. Update system regularly. Some of us, even our phone will tell us that your laptop should be telling you there's an update. So, but we decided we just ignore it. Please, that is not the best practice. Always update system regularly, enable multi-factor authentication, use strong password, avoid public Wi-Fi for sensitive tasks, even avoid public Wi-Fi generally, you understand? Then use HTTPS website. So next practical session, we will learn port scanning using Nmap, packet capture using Wireshark, analyzing network packets, identifying suspicious traffic. And please, this is a disclaimer. SCI Cloud Guardian practical session disclaimer. This practical session is conducted strictly for educational and ethical cybersecurity training purposes under the SCI Cloud Guardians program by Leslie Cyber Intelligence. All demonstrations, tools, and techniques shown during this training are intended only for learning within controlled lab environment. Are you all with me? Please signify. Let me see the different reacts from your end, please.
Hello, everyone. I mean, this is a way we like how that we are being taught things that we can use for our advantage. Our facilitator have said it, but I would like to re-say it. You know, I proud so much in the kind of deepness in my voice. So I'm going to be saying it again. The whole thing, the reason why we are doing this is for educational purpose, for impact. I'm going to say it again. It is for impact. It is for impact. Please, whatever knowledge you have or whatever knowledge you are going to gain, we are giving you. Do not use it for something that is not good. Even though whatever we are going to be teaching is still basic, but even though as basic as it is, as basic as this knowledge you are going to be getting is, do not use it for something bad. Because you might say, okay, this is basic. From there, you want to try things. Yes, try, more. But please always remember ethical hacking. Always remember that in whatever you do, there are ethics to this profession. There is ethics to every profession that we have in this world, especially computing and cyber intelligence. Ethics is very, very, very important. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Ibirunke, for that advice. And I believe everyone here, we are here to learn one or two things. And remember the purpose of this particular training. We are not doing theory alone. We just want to focus on practicals, and that is what cybersecurity is. You have to what's it called? Know what you're doing. So I believe you all have a laptop. Please let us signify. React, please. Let me see if you have a laptop ready. So give me a few minutes. I need to share my screen, and we're going to upload the tutorial for Ubuntu, how to install Ubuntu OS in your virtual machine. But today we'll be practicalizing using Windows and Linux and Kali Linux. You see this particular Kali Linux, we still have instructor to take us through that in the coming session, how to install Kali Linux, and also we do a video, step-by-step video for that, and we upload it on our YouTube channel. Okay, welcome back. So let us start with Windows. I'm starting up my virtual machine. I'm starting the Windows now, but you can use the normal, what is it called, Windows, because I just want to teach you how to download some basic tools we need, and also put you through one or two things. As we are practicalizing using our Windows, we also be using Kali Linux also to practice. So for those of us that are using Windows, we are going to do that. For those of us using Kali or using Linux OS, we're going to do that also. So our VM is already starting up. As you can see, I have Windows 11 installed on another Windows 11. You understand now? So we are here. Hold on. So to start with, the first tool we want to use now is Nmap. Remember during our theory session, uh, we talked about Nmap. Nmap. I know most people will just be like, "Oh, Nmap." I'm just hearing that for the first time. Oh, I've been hearing it. So, but today we are going to practicalize. So let us open our browser and follow me step by step. And let us go to nmap.org/download. So what we have here now, we want to download for Windows. Remember, assuming we are using Linux or Mac OS or any other, but we are focusing on Windows now. So then you click this Nmap 7.90, I'm sorry, 98 setup executable file. So it's downloading already. Let us install the app. So we have our Nmap installed now. So let us open it. Here is the interface. Can you all see my screen, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So are we currently on the same page? Please, who is also trying it over
No,
there?
it's still downloading.
Okay, let me just hold on. Although you have this session being recorded, so you can fall back on it.
Okay, so
Okay, moving forward. You see this particular interface. This is where you input the target IP address or the website you want to scan. But please always remember that you are not permitted to scan any network you are not given permission to do. You understand? Please don't scan someone else's IP. Don't scan someone else's network. Please, you see this thing, we are trying to hammer on this particular point because we all know ourselves, but always do this in a controlled lab. That is the reason you have your virtual box and virtual machine there. You understand? So always do this in a controlled lab. So let us try and scan. There are some websites. There are some websites that you are permitted to scan. You understand? So for instance, now let us scan example.com. So what type of scan do you want? Do you want quick scan or intense scan? But let us choose intense scan, and see what happens. So let us check this screen very well. We started our Nmap at this particular date and 11:36, and it's loaded 158 scripts for scanning, but we are still going to scan a particular IP for us to get more details. So if you want to scan any network, here on Windows, you can see that you just type the target IP or the website address here. But here, if you notice, immediately you started typing, you see a command here. You see this particular command. If you are using Linux, you have to know this command. Fine, you have Google there. Google is your friend, so you can quickly make research. Fine, we have graphical user interface also for Nmap on Linux. But here, note that we have a command to follow. So let me start my Kali Linux. So I have to log into my machine. So yeah, on Linux machine, then how can you open your terminal on Linux? Control Alt T. It will open up your terminal, or just come here and click on terminal here. It will just open. But remember last week she was telling us that if you want to run just as an administrator, that is when you use this terminal here. But if I want to enter an administrator interface, here you see something. I'll just type sudo -i, and it's requested for my password. As I'm typing the password, you won't see it. So just you can see that the interface has already changed. I'm now a root user here, root at Kali. It means I'm working as an administrator here. So if you don't know what you are doing, don't just run every command in this root. You understand? So that is the reason you can open up your terminal here and run your command. So in Kali, if you want to install Nmap, sudo apt get install -y Nmap. You can see this one is requesting for password because I'm not running as an administrator. But here you can see it's here already. So and it's not requesting password even after entering the same command. So let us now scan what's it called. Let me just close this terminal. I have Nmap installed already. So and if you want to check Nmap here, you can see my Nmap under vulnerability analysis. You can see Nmap here. So that is Nmap. So but here majorly we use command. So remember, let me check my IP address. So we'll be able to scan my IP address. If you want to check the IP address of this particular machine on Kali Linux, what you just have to do is IP A. It will show me my IP address. Let me just increase this. I'm doing this for those of us, we'll go back to Windows too. Let me zoom in very well. I believe you can all see my screen, please. Okay. So
Yes.
you can see the IP address here. I'm connected on adapter NAT, which is, if you check here, you see my IP address too, 10.0.2.15. So under 80, you can see that I have my IP here. And remember what we thought about subnet the other time, 24. So now let us try and scan this particular IP. So I'm going to type nmap, my IP address, .0.2.15, enter. So let's see the result. Remember, do not scan any IP address you are not permitted to. So checking the result now, the essence of this scanning using Nmap, you want to see open port. If you see the result here, you can see that Nmap, the system is up. That is the response from the what is it called, from the IP address we scanned. You can see Nmap scan report for my IP address, and then it's telling us that the host is up. So the system scanned 99 and 1000 TCP ports, no response, but there is a response for port 22, which is the TCP port, and the state of this port is open, and the service is what? SSH. Remember, during our presentation, I told you what this particular port is being used for, and then the service, SSH, secure share. It means someone can log into my system remotely. You understand? This is how to scan anyways, using Nmap. Okay, let us try and scan a website, but not every website you can scan, please. Nmap, I think the website, no. We have this website that is available for, so let me just use a browser here. So let us search vulweb. We have vulweb here. So if you click on this vulweb, I think the server is down anyways, but this particular website, you can use this website. The server is down. The server is down. I'm closing this. So let us scan that vulweb.com, and let's see what happens. Okay, you can see that when we are trying to load the website, it's not loading. But see what the system is telling us here. This system is telling us that we have open port for that particular website, and which is port 587. That is TCP, and then the port is open and the service is submission. You understand? So this is how to scan for open port. Basically, we are scanning for open ports. You understand? Fine, the website is not loading through, but there is a vulnerability on their end that this particular port is open, and attacker can exploit this particular port to see what is there. You understand? So that is how it is. Let us go back to our Windows. So here, let us scan that particular website. Let us type vulweb.com. Let's see. vulweb.com. Then you can scan. You have to use two different, what is it called, to get or to confirm your answer at times. So you can see the result this one is giving us. It's not showing us that a port. So hold on. You can see that on Windows we are not getting that result. You can see that we are not getting that result on Windows, but on Kali you can see that it's telling us that this particular, what is it called, is open. You can now see the reason attackers will prefer to use Linux. Hackers will always use a Linux operating system, especially Kali Linux. You understand? What Windows is not giving us, you can see that our Kali Linux is giving us answer. You understand? And there's a way we can do aggressive scanning on any website. If you want to do aggressive scan, just type nmap hyphen capital letter A, then the website name, which is vulweb.com. Now we want to perform an aggressive scan. Let's see what happens. You can see the result is not instantly because it's an aggressive scan. So let's see what happens at the end of the scan. Please hope you can all hear me and you can all see my screen. You can react. Let me see. So while that one is loading, let us go back to our Windows So I want to scan my IP address. So for me to set my IP address, so IP config, don't worry, we are going to go back to this. Sorry, IP config. So my IP address is 10 dot, this is my IP address, which is 10.79.1.183. So we are going to scan that particular IP address, 10.79. Hold on, please. Let me just try and okay. 791183. So what type of scanning am I doing? So we are going to perform quick scan first to see the results. So I'm performing a quick scan on my IP address. See, you can see that Nmap scan report for my IP address is telling us that the OP is up and these are open ports. So port 135 is open, 139 is open, 445 is open, 770 is open. So all these particular port that is open, they are probably the applications I'm using currently, you understand? Because those applications needs permission to work, you understand? So we are going to do an aggressive scan now. So you can see, check this command, you can see TA-F. So let's see what happens if we change it to aggressive, intense scan. You can see this particular -A is there. It means it's going to give us an aggressive scan. So I'm going to scan now, and let's compare the results to the first one we have. This one is loading. Let us check our Kali. You can see we are still having, this thing is still loading of one web. So, okay, the result is up. Now, let us, hope you guys, we are not mixing things up. Remember, we are also scanning, what we scanned here earlier is an aggressive scan for vulnerability. Remember, and we have, here is the result, and we've already run that same command before, but we just ran it on a normal level without aggressive. You can see the short report we got from this. But when we scan aggressively, you can see that reports here, they are more comprehensive. And if you check the what is it called, you can see that the same port that is open is still open, but we get more information. You understand? We get more information, aggressive OS, the operating system, other things. You understand? This is how attackers get more information about a particular website. There is a port that is open. You can see through port 80. The address is this to amazonaws.com. Are you getting it? And here is the IP address. You can see that when you carry out an aggressive scan on Linux, you get more detailed information compared to Windows most times. You understand? That is the reason hackers prefer what is called to this. Now let us go back to our Windows scan. You can see we have an aggressive scan compared to the first one. You can see that aggressive scan will always give you more information. You can see what we experienced here in Kali. We got more information when we scanned vonweb.com aggressively. You can see the information we get. We got this extra information after scanning aggressively. But when we scan on Windows also on my own IP address here, you can see we got more information also when I use the intense scan. In conclusion, intense scan and aggressive scan will give you more information about the system. So let us see what is happening here. It scanned 1000 ports and it's discovered open port for 445, 139, 135, 770. You understand? Then it's telling us that scanning 4 services. Those are the 4 services that are open. You can see. And also, it's trying to detect my operating system. That is, it's trying to check what type of operating system I'm using. So let us go forward. Here are the open ports. Here are the services that are using the ports currently. You can see Microsoft Windows is using that port. Microsoft Windows NetBIOS also is using the port. So you can see it's showing us public key, algorithm, etc. So no exact OS match for host. But see, don't be discouraged with this. We're still going to check something. If you now scroll down, if you scroll down very well, you now see service info, OS, Windows. You can see that we later got that, okay, I'm using Windows. Are you getting my point? Hello everyone, please, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
So please let me reshare my screen. I believe you can see my screen now. Let's go back. You can see the scanning dictates my operating system. You understand? So when hackers want to use information, they make sure they scan that particular target machine and look for vulnerabilities. You can see under post and host, you can see that but these are the open ports, the topology. You can see if you zoom this, you can see local host, so that is the topology. So you can just try as much as possible to go through everything. Here is the host details. You can see the host is up, that is my machine is up, and the ports that are open is 4. In other sessions, or probably in an advanced class for this cybersecurity class, there is a way you can exploit those ports. You understand? There is a way you can see, oh, what is inside that particular port, but that one is not for this particular training. So moving forward, you can see the IP address, IPv4 address, the Windows I'm using, you understand, and other informations here. So I'm going to clear this. So let us go back to our Kali. I believe you are following me, please. Unmute yourself and answer, please. I believe you are following me.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. We are here.
All right. So without wasting much of our time, you can see that that is how to scan to check for open ports, both on Linux and Windows. So hope we understand that. Can we move forward?
Yes.
Yeah, we can move forward.
All right. So moving forward, we are going to move to Wireshark now. But before we move forward, I believe we can scan for open ports using Kali Linux and also using Windows with the application. Fine, you can. We still have other commands. We are going to drop a list of commands that you can use to scan. We are going to attach it to the material for those people who fill the attendance form, the slide, and also the list of commands for Nmap and also for Wireshark. Have it at the back of your mind. Let me stop sharing now, so I'll be able to share my other screen. Let us try to download Wireshark. So we'll be using Windows for this one. So visit wireshark.org. Please let us try that now. Wireshark.org. Please, hope you are following me, please. So I'm going to click on this download now, and I will choose Windows. We'll be using Windows for this particular. If you are using Ubuntu, you can download this. If you are using Mac, download this. But we'll be using Windows OS. So you can see it's already downloading. So let us. So what is the essence of we using Wireshark? We use Wireshark to capture traffic analysis, to monitor traffic analysis. You understand? So that's the essence of we using Wireshark, because we want to see what is coming into our system and what is going out of our system. So I'm trying to install now. Follow the screen instruction and click next. That's Wireshark. Let's start. Okay, let's start.
Hello, everyone. Please, the attendance form is live now. Please, let's do well to fill it. All the required parts, please make sure you tick it. Our excuses will not be tolerated anymore. And the beauty part, thank God the instruction has been from onset. The least you can miss is just the class. We are to hold 8 classes. The least you can miss is just one class. So please, our attendance is compulsory, because our attendance is what will lead us to our final exams, assessments, and our badge and all of that. So please.
All right, thank you, Ms. Iburuka. I really appreciate that. Please, the attendance is very, very compulsory. So that will make you eligible to write the exam at the end of this training and get your digital badge. And also, for those who want to support the community, they will get their, what's it called, their certificate of completion. But that one, we are not emphasizing on that because it's not compulsory. The training is free and the community is free. So moving forward, I'm trying to launch my Wireshark because I've downloaded it already. Wireshark, so I'm opening that now. You can see immediately. Can you all see my screen before we start, please?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. What is the essence of we using Wireshark? I told you earlier. We want to use Wireshark to capture network traffic. So we want to analyze what is coming into our system and what is going out of our system. And let us run one or two application. Let me just go to YouTube. So let me go to youtube.com. You can see the search for FCI. Please, if you know you've not followed us on YouTube, another platform, you have to do that. So this FCI Cloud Guardians, make sure you do that because I'm only seeing 41 subscribers here and we are almost 200 plus on that WhatsApp platform. You can see that you guys are not even encouraging us to do better. And what you're actually learning, you know, it's worth thousands of naira. So please do well by following us so that the tutorial and everything will reach more audience. So back to our Wireshark here. You can see immediately you launch your Wireshark, it's going to list available network. But which network are we actually clicking on? You are going to choose your Wi-Fi. If you are using Ethernet cable, if you are using probably a LAN cable, you see it there. But for now, I'm using Wi-Fi. So I'm going to double click on it. And immediately I double click on it, I want you to observe what will happen. You understand? Remember, Wireshark is going to capture traffic. So see, immediately I clicked on it, you can see it's already capturing everything that comes into the system and what is going out of the system. Are you all with me? So I'm going to stop capturing what is it called. Just click on this stop button. Now we have it stopped. You understand? But before we proceed, you need to understand that everything you are saying here is the conversation between your IP address, which is your system, and all the services the system is running. Are you getting me? So I'm going to do something now. I'm going to click on that statistics here, and I'll click on conversations. You can see I click on conversations. Here are the conversations happening so far. You understand? So I'm going to click on TCP. You can see under the TCP, you can see that I have IP address A, port A, IP address B, and port B. But before that, let us check my IP address, which I did. If you want to check your IP address to know your IP address, here you just have to just press Windows R on your Windows computer and type CMD, and then just type ipconfig, press enter. You can see your IPv4 address. This is my IP address. So this is, you can see you can see this is my IP address 10.791.183, and if you see it, this is my IP address under A. So this is my IP address. So it means my system is conversing with other IP addresses. You understand? These are the communication under TCP. So this is Ethernet, this is IPv4 communication, this is TCP, this is UDP. So let us move forward. I just want you to get that conversation interface. And remember, we know the IP address of this particular machine. So on Linux, remember on our Kali, I told you something earlier. Let me just log in. For those using Linux, if you want to check your IP address, let me input my password. So if you want to check your IP address, to open your terminal, Control Alt T, then just type IP A. You can see this is my IP address. You can see I have a loopback IP here, but my main IP address is this. So if you go to the downside of your screen and click on this particular record here, you have your adapter, which is, you can see the IP address there too. So this is my IP address on Kali Linux. So let us go back to Windows. So we have that interface. Another thing I want us to do now, let us go back to traffic. Let's go back to our traffic. I'm closing this. Sorry. Okay. Here we have our traffic. So let us search for on our browser. I just want us to understand something, because if we don't get that, we might be experiencing one or two things. So let us try and search for on your browser. Please search for TCP three-way handshake. The TCP three-way handshake is a three-step process used to establish a reliable connection-oriented session between a client and a server before data is being transferred. What are we saying? You see, these are the three steps. The first one is synchronize. The client initiates the connection by sending a TCP segment with the sync flag set containing an initial sequence number ISN to the server to start communication. Then the step 2 is synchronization acknowledgement. The server responds to the client's system with a segment containing both sync and acknowledge flag sets. This acknowledges the client's request, ACK, and provide the server's own starting request number. You understand? So moving forward also, the third phase is acknowledgement. The clients acknowledge the server synchronization to acknowledge packet with the acknowledged message once received, then the connection is established. So you can read more on this, because we'll be coming across SYN, ACK on this on our packets that we captured earlier. So if you check here, you can see ACK, so that you know what it means. So moving forward from here, we all know the IP address of the machine we are using. So let us try and filter something. I'm going to right click here and I'll click on apply filter. And select it. What I just did now is that every conversation my system already established is here. That is from the source to the destination. It means IP.src equal to my IP address. It means the source IP. My system is the source IP address. Source IP. You understand? So the destination address is the IP address of the services I'm trying to use. You understand? So that is how to filter your IP address to see, okay, what are the services I've been trying to establish so far, and where am I connecting to? So that is how to use that. Another thing to do now is, let us try to check something. Let me close this. I want us to visit an HTTP website. So let us go to http://columbia.edu and visit this website. You can see that it's telling us the website is not secure. Because what? Because I'm using, oh sorry, I have to, so that the traffic can, let me close this. I don't want to save it. Let me search for Wireshark again. I want us to capture that moment I'm trying to log into unprotected, unsecure website. So I've already started capturing my, what is it called? My network traffic now. So let us go back. So let us visit http://example.com. You can see this is what I was telling you the other time, that This domain is used in documentation example without needing permission. So it means you are permitted to use this website. You understand? So nobody can sue you for using that particular website. Then there's this another one. Let us try that Von Web. Again, we don't know if the server will be up. Von Web. That's PHP. I think their server is down. So let me open this in another tab too. Okay, good. Thank God the site is open already. So I want us to say something. Here is a website that is not protected. You understand? Please, can you all hear me? Can you see my screen? So the website I'm already on. I'm using testaspnet.vonweb.com/login. So here I'm going to use a username. Let me just use random name Tunde, and I'm using password. Let me use a strong password. So, and I will click on login. Please let us note that I've already clicked on login, but you can see it's not taking me to anywhere, right? And you can see that immediately I click on login, you can see that my password vanished, right? It's telling me to input the password again. So let us go back to our traffic analysis here and click on stop. So we want to examine those sites we've actually visited. Let us see how we can get information about them. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to filter the sites I went through. Let me just click on HTTP. Immediately you are typing, Wireshark is going to show you this interface that this command is not acceptable. That is the reason you are seeing it red. If it is acceptable, you can see immediately I type P, you can see that I'm seeing green. It means it's already accepting it. So I'm going to filter that now. So what this is going to do is going to filter all the websites I visited. Are you seeing it? It's going to filter all the websites I visited. It's going to filter all the websites I visited. You can see I have this is my source IP, this is my own IP address, and I visited this particular website. So if I click on this particular website, okay, let us use this as an example. This particular website, you can see, but this is my IP address. This is the IP address of the server I connected to, and this is the protocol I used. You can see under post. Let us check this post. You can see text/plain. So immediately we click on this. Let us go to hypertext transfer protocol here. So let us check again. I'm looking for post. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. You can see post login. You can see post login here. This is what I'm looking for. So let us try and check. I'm trying to check if attacker will be able to see the username and password I used when I was trying to log in from my own end. So login, I use this. There's one web. Okay. I double clicked on that, so I need more information. So this is how we get more information about that. Okay. Okay, good. You can see we have it here under HTML form URL encoded. You can see that if you check form item UTB, you can see username. You can see the username I use. I use Tunde as username here, and I use the password. You can see how strong that password is. Tunde ++++ @ 3 ###. You understand? So You can see how strong it is. But you visiting a website that is not secure is a vulnerability on your own end, because attackers will be able to use that against you. Can you all hear me, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is how phishing starts. You understand? This is how phishing starts, because
Yes, sir. We
assuming
can hear
you
you.
just send this particular form to someone, and someone just try input their username and password. You understand? You can see this is how you're going to see it on your own end, which is not actually advisable to visit any website that is not secure. So what else can we look on this? Fine, I believe we all get this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, I want us to do one or two things here. I want us to look for secure traffic. Remember, we search for non-secure traffic, which is HTTP. But if you want to search for secure traffic, TCP dot port equal to port 80, and I clicked on enter. So this is going to filter the website you visited, and you can see all these colors. We are going to talk about this color very soon. We're going to talk about that. This particular interface will show all the packet that was sent through port 80. Remember our port 80. Our port 80 is what? Anybody?
HTTP.
HTTP. So you can see that under the what is it called? You'll be seeing HTTP. You understand? So it means these are the communication that was established through that port 80. That is the reason we are trying to filter that out. So next thing I want to do now, I want to teach you how to create a button on Wireshark. You can see immediately I click or I close that filter, it's already showing me everything we have here already. So what we are going to do now, we are going to click on this plus sign here, and we are going to name our label. So for instance, you don't want to be typing http tcp.etc. You don't want to be typing all the time. All you just have to do is to enter the button here. Let us name this button http, and then the filter expression you want there. Remember, if you want to filter for http, you just type http in small letter, and you click on OK. Automatically there is a button here. I believe you can all see my screen. So there's a button here. Immediately I click this button, it's going to filter all http traffic. So I'm going to cancel that now. I'm going to create another button. I want to name this one http port 80. Let me say port 80. That's the name I want to use. And then I'm going to type in the command tcp dot port equal to port 80. So if I click on OK now, you can see I have my port 80 here. So not all the time I will be typing command. You understand? So that is how to filter. Anyways, then about the coloring, you see some colors green, black. So if you click on view and you click on coloring rules, yes, if you click on this coloring rules, here are the rules that cause the interface for some to be having blue, some to be having black. These are the rules here. You can go through the rules here. So if you go back to traffic analysis, you see that we have some colors here. So it's trying to tell you that, oh, you need some attention here. Not that all the time you see this color, it means that there's something there. The Wireshark is trying to tell you, oh, I observed something here. Maybe you should check. That's what it means. So if you want to check the colors, I think there's a command you can use. So you use tcp dot analysis dot flags. It's showing me red. flags. Yes, it's correct now. So if I click on enter, you can see that we only have those ones with colors. They are, yes, these are the things the system is trying to tell us, that we are filtering out where we have flags. You understand? So this is it, how to filter flags in Wireshark. Another thing I want us to look at is, let us see if you have a connection request release. So that's, you can type tcp.flags.reset equal to 1. So let's see. Yes, you can see we have a filter here. This one is telling us that, oh, let me just put it in a layman explanation, that I'm not establishing connections with you. I'm not establishing connection with you. I'm terminating this connection. This is it. This is everything you see here. The connection is not successful. The system tried to terminate the session. You understand? And if you want to see more examples of this particular traffic analysis, you want to know more about it, I will advise you to go to malware. It's a website anyway, malware-traffic-analysis.net. So if you go to this website, here you are. If you go to this website, these are a lot of packet capture. You understand? You can play along with it. Just traffic analysis exercise. You can just play along with it. Just read through. There are some traffic captures here. If you click on the year you want to practice on, you see there are some packets here that are being captured. You can try to play with. You understand? Just go through it. So I believe with this you'll be able to move forward from here. So, and that will be the end of our session for today. And I believe we all gain one or two things.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. We are grateful. Thank you. I hope we all enjoyed the class. This is not the first time I'm going to be anchoring classes. This is not my first time of classes, online classes and all of that. And I know how the anchors, the program coordinators, the initiators, I know how they do very well. But yeah, we are trying to, we are trying to be friendly the best way we can. Why? Because first, there is a free class. How there is a free class, we have to, try to carry as much as we can along, so they can, participate and see the whole value we are bringing to the table. But at the same time, the truth is that we cannot bring everybody on board. That's just the truth. But we hope, as a representative of LCI Cloud Guidance, we hope that we can bring as much as we can along. We hope that we can bring plenty of us to the table. I have attended cybersecurity classes. Fundamental classes does not include this kind of expository, very, very well explained practical, especially if it is for free. I have never seen one. I mean, never. Even Indian classes. I don't know if some of us have attended Indian classes before. Indian classes that are being held by those Indian guys. I have not seen one. You can quote me wrong. You can quote me anywhere. Free basic class for the fundamental cyber. Never. You cannot see practical. So, but just like I earlier explained, that our initiator, the founder that took us through the class today, is someone that is dedicated, and he has always been someone that is passionate about learning and imparting knowledge. And I explained how that I am a product of his mentoring. So being who he is was why we could get as much as we are getting. And I am telling you, through how the class is going to end, we still have 6 more classes to go, and it will still be practical. I mean practical. As we do theory, we are going to be doing practical. So please, those of us that have joined without laptop, please, I don't know. I hope that the Lord will answer our prayers wherever we are knocking the door for finances. But the fact that you are still attending, just keep on marking the attendance, keep on filling the attendance form. And we have links to all of these things. So keep on filling the attendance form. So whenever you have access to system, your laptop, you can go back and begin to watch one by one. And there's definitely, we all know that cybersecurity is broad. These are just fundamentals. So if our fundamentals is this well packaged, how do you think other classes will be? But do not let us go there. Let us just maintain our fundamental class here. Till then, our participation and the way we are serious and the way we carry ourselves along will determine how far we are going to go. But the 8-week classes, that one is something that we have promised. We have sworn an allegiance to God, and we are trusting God to see us through the remaining of the 6 classes. So we are going to be having different facilitators from other countries too. But till then, thank you so much for joining to this class, and I hope we've all learned one or two. And somebody was saying that this, I was reading somebody's chat, and this was like, how can somebody go through all of this? Is so tedious. I'm in my own word now. That was what the person said. But as tedious as it is, that is why we have recorded class. Please do go to after this whole thing, we are going to be having our recorded classes on YouTube, and we're going to be sending those materials materials in our emails. So materials in our emails and classes on our YouTube. So do well to follow us on YouTube, and do well to always mark the attendance, because the attendance will validate your access to materials. So thank you very much. We are grateful, Engineer Emmanuel. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. We pray that your wealth of knowledge will not run dry, and we pray that this zeal, this passion you have already to impart knowledge into people, we pray that it will not run dry too. We pray that it will not die. People will not make you feel like, why am I even imparting? I want to change. No, you won't get to that stage. We pray that you will continue to impart, and as you are imparting, you will gain also.